Hello everyone. Okay, so we're back with Project Codex. And in the spirit of making things a little bit more exciting today, we are going to begin by proposing a cure to cancer. Okay. So that is a really big hit, but stay with me here. I'm not crazy. Actually I am crazy and that's why I'm doing this, but that's beside the point. Project Panacea came out of a desire to try and find a way to use what I have learned in college to try and devise a cure to cancer, or honestly, it used to be a cure to all illnesses of every sort, which is why it was called Project Panacea. But then, I realized that doesn't exist. That's the reason why there's no actual panaceas in the world. So I've reduced it to this, and maybe if the technology demands it in the future, it could help to create a more formal panacea, a more accurate cure for everything. Now, I will be the first to say that this is my more lofty project. So this one is, how do I put it? It's unknown. I don't know whether this would actually work, unlike the other projects that I have set up. This is the only one that's still completely in the realm of fiction, is how I would want to put it. But I think it's interesting because there is a non-zero chance that it could possibly work with the tools that we have today. Okay, so what is Project Panacea? Project Panacea is a, an attempt to cure cancer through precise injection or precise uh, elimination of cancer cells, and through microbots. I think that's the easiest way to put it. I'm gonna just write it down first, like normal, because I can't exactly say and write at the same time. I am not that good, so here we go. Same like previous project codexes, I am just going to write it out first and then I'll read it out loud, for my more periods of time. Okay, so Project Panacea is a solution to all forms of cancer. In general, cancer solutions only target a specific type of cancer. So the reason why this is the case is that the term cancer is a bit of a misnomer. It's kind of just an umbrella term used to describe afflictions of that nature where the cells mutate and grow uncontrollably, taking up large nu- amounts of nutrients and things like that. Now, the thing is, you know, uh, how they mutate and which mutations happen and things like that are not really captured in the umbrella term cancer, and so treatments are very specialized. The only similarity that these cancers have is that the tumor cells that are afflicting the body is different from the normal tumor cells in that are, from the normal cells that are currently in the body. So what Project Panacea is attempting to do is it's trying to use this difference to try and target the cancer cells themselves for elimination. Let me go and write that down right now. Spread? No. Uh, what's it? Repetitive? Repetition? I'll put repetition for now, but it's not exactly the word for it. Repetition, duplication. Okay, so Project Panacea attempts to try and use this similarity to develop a cure that can target all cancers at once. The idea is that it somehow can notice that the cells that they are targeting are different from the human cells, from the normal cells, right? And then if it's different, um, eliminate it. If it's not different, leave it be. So we can see it's starting to form a bit of a how do I put it? Let me think. It's starting to form a bit of a flow, right? So if so it does target cell. If cell is normal, leave cell be. If cell is not normal, administer cure. And I'll get back to what the cure is later, but spoiler alert, it's probably something to do with protein injection to break down the cell walls of the infected cell, and that would hopefully kill the cell outright. Whether that is even possible or not, that's what this project is for, right? It's for us to see if this project is even viable or possible or within the realm of, human capability. Now, this is unique to Project Panacea. Project Vision and Project Sentience are both okay. Project Vision is definitely viable, and project so that one is 100% viable in the real world. If I had the resources to do it, I would have done it already, right? But obviously I don't. Project Sentience is another one that's a little bit more in the wayside, but still within the realm of possibility, is what I'll say. So, let me just pop all of this for now. And yeah, let's go to detection. I will add the rest later, but for now we'll try and do it one by one. This is going to be a multiple week series, definitely. I don't think I can spend too much longer than about 30 to 45 minutes a week on this, so I'm hoping that this can be a multi-episodal series. Okay, so for detection, wait, no, I haven't actually said anything here yet. The goal is to use nanobots. Hmm. How do I put like a injection method? Hmm. Normal human cells and a delivery, yeah. A delivery measure to input is what I want to say. No, to inject. Let's use the same language. To administer the cure back in the administer the cure into the affected cells. And this. Okay, so the goal is to try and use nanobots equipped with two functions. So the nanobots can go and detect the cancer cells and differentiate it between cancer cells and normal human cells. And then if it is a cancer cell, it can administer the cure. So theoretically it's really simple, right? But obviously if you look at it, you just go, huh, that's impossible. Okay, so I'm not going to acknowledge that yet until we do the research to determine whether it's actually possible or not. So yeah, I'll leave that by the wayside. So what do I need for this? I need a machine to develop the nanobots or microbots, those could work as well. So to find out cell size, and then we can just do it accordingly, right? Not cell actually, maybe protein size, because we're going to be injecting proteins into the cell walls. We need a way, an initial detection method to separate cells, cancer and normal cells. So we need this because we're going to be using machine learning, probably, right? Because how else is the object going to determine whether this is a normal cell or a human or a cancer cell? It will have to be taking a look at a bunch of various cancer cells, and then from there it determines which ones are cancer cells, which ones are human cells, and after running through all of that, then you can release the nanobots into the body, where they will hopefully attack only the cancer cells. But you need that initial detection first, so to tell the cancer cells which is which, and then it can use that as its sample size. You need a program to differentiate cancer and normal human cells. built into the microbots. And then you need a camera, or I don't think audio could work. Maybe a light sensor? You take the light sensor, you do a sweep, and then you see how big the cell is. If it's really big, then it's a cancer cell, something like that maybe. Or camera, light sensor. What else can I use for detection actually? Ultrasound. Ultrasound sensor to detect cells. And a protein capsule to inject into affected cells. Okay, so how this is going to work is very simple. We are going to have a machine to develop the nanobots and microbots, right? So this is going to be an active process. This machine will be hooked up to the human, so the machine will continuously feed the human with the microbots that all have this protein capsule inside. The microbots go into the body, it detects a cancer cell, injects it, kills it, and then goes away back to the machine. So it's a two-way thing, right? Oh yeah, how will retrieval be after injection? The nanobots are to return to the machine. I guess it's just if no capsule, then oh, we need to have an exit port somewhere. Do we need to have an exit port somewhere? Can't I just go to the large intestine? It would be a waste of resource. They're microbots and nanobots. Are they really that expensive? They probably are, right, if we're producing them this way. There must be a way to recycle them. How does dialysis do it? I mean, they just go into the bloodstream and then extract it out, maybe, no? How else would you do it? Like, let's say it's a lung cancer, and it's growing on the outside of the lung. You send the nanobots inside, you take a look at you remove that. I guess it can just go back to where it came from. So it needs movement. It needs to have a movement. Movement, huh? Okay. Interesting. So it has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yikes. That's not easy. But all of them are generally quite manageable. I think a nanobot machine already exists, right? Let me see if I can. Nope, wrong thing. I can shift this here. Yeah. Nanobots. Yeah, okay. They already do exist. See? They are moving here. Look. Look, look, look. They exist. Yay. Okay, wonderful. Don't they look so cute? Look at this. They look so cute. DNA origami, synthetic polymers, da 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 da. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Oh my god, wait, this actually exists? Oh, that is crazy. Oh, that is actually crazy. Yeah, wow. Adopting Richard Feynman, okay. Okay. Sensors to detect surroundings, actuators like releasing a drug, yes. Oh, this picture is kind of cute. Propulsion mechanism. This. Microscopic cilia. chemical thrusters or magnetic responsive elements. I'll probably go for the last one, right? Magnetic responsive elements. Okay, yeah. Let's put this into the thing. Yup. Ooh, cool, cool, cool. Wait, I love this actually. How old is this? How old is this? August 2025. Wow, alright, perfect. Um, drug delivery robot project. So, okay, so this already does exist. Targeted drug delivery, cancer treatment, nanobots. Okay, wow. Wow, I really didn't know it existed already. Huh. Cool. Hmm. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Wait, this suddenly turned from impossible to actually legitimate. This actually. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay. Drug delivery. Nice. Okay, so we do need. So. Drug. Okay, so this already exists. I'm just gonna put a marker here. Already exists. Let's highlight it yellow. I really didn't know it existed already. Huh. Okay, but when I thought of it, like I think it was in 2022 or 2023. I think back then this was still a little bit, unknown or by the wayside. And again, this whole thing is to document my whole thought process from young to now. So I'm still gonna put it in. Probably, actually, by the time I finish this, all of this will have been out, which is gonna be really cool. But yes, let's keep going. Okay, so detection method, they mentioned something about sensors. Okay, well that's not very hmm. Okay. So Okay, so detection. Here, I think they said something about something about detection, something about sensors to detect surroundings. That's great. Oh, right, communication units. It needs communication units. Right. Communication units. Communication units back to main body. Main to initial machinery that produces the nanobots. Okay, so how will this work? The machine produces the nanobots. We send the nanobots into the human body. We identify the nanobots which are cancer cells and which are human cells. This information is then relayed back to the main machinery, and the main machinery runs a program or runs a machine learning program to tell to the machines, okay, these are regular human cells, these are cancer cells, and then the machinery produces nanobots capable of administering the drug and releases them into the human body to release the drug to the cancer cells themselves. Yep, that's the plan. But the initial detection must be human-based. I think I'm going to bold this. As much as I trust AI and support some versions of AI to do this kind of work, I think the initial tagging has to be human-based because of how varied every human is. So what may look like cancer cells to somebody else may actually just be normal human cells for a different person, and then you get screwed over really badly just like that. Right? Oh yes. Maybe I'll put it here. I'll put it here. The biggest benefit no. Not here. Here. Alright. So after it detects which are cancer cells and then which are non-cancer cells, it takes the non-cancer cells, it takes the nanobots and you spread it throughout the human body, and if they find a cancer cell, they kill it. If not, then they can just leave it alone and use their microflagella to go back all the way to the machine. So the reason why this is needed is that cancer spreads everywhere, right? Just because you have lung cancer doesn't mean that the cancer is only in the lungs. It can spread really fast and really quickly because that's what it is, right? It just grows and grows and grows and grows. So even though you can cut off the tumor in the lung, the problem is it might have already spread elsewhere, and there's no way to know until you relapse. The good thing about these nanobots is that you don't have that problem, because you just release the nanobots everywhere, and if they see a cancer cell, they knock it out. Now the problem is the cancer cells also mutate really often, so the cancer cells may not know or may not. How do I? Yeah, how would that work? Okay. Unresolved issues. I'll delete this later, I guess. Cancer mutation. I think this one will just have to be like if cancer, like it just has to add that. How do I put it? Confidence level? Confidence level that cell is cancerous. I was also thinking, right? Another similarity that they have is that they replicate significantly faster than regular cells. Ooh. So then what you can do is you can take a look at a cell. If it replicates faster than a certain point, then it's cancerous. You know what I mean? Yeah. So identification. So possible identification targets. Size, definitely. Speed of replicity. Is it okay? Duplicity, fine. Speed of duplicity, size, DNA. So we want to check if it's viable, right? To check viability. Because if it's DNA, then we can just train it on that regular person's DNA, and then if we can track the DNA of the cell to be different, we can just, you know, XXX it. But then, no, all the human cells that are regular should have the same DNA. Yeah. Okay, so size of cell, speed of duplicity, DNA. Any other protein slash compound based informations that could be provided, I guess. So we need to check this. Well, I say we, but I need to check this, and I am going to do that next week. I know it's a bit short and I apologize for that, but I really just wanted to get this done today, even though I do have quite a few things going on. Hopefully the next few weeks I'll be able to really sit down and really start doing research on it. Today is more of just for me to introduce Project Panacea to everyone and talk about it. And Project Panacea is special to me. For those of you who don't know, I ended up working with the Meditech sector nearing the tail end of my college career, and a big part of it was how much I've thought of this one small project. I mean, obviously I didn't do this at the end, right? I didn't actually do this for my final project. I did something really, really separate, but Project Panacea was the thing that kept me going, like, hey, it'd be really cool to merge my, well, very limited tech skills with a medical prospect. And Project Panacea helped me bring that together. Hopefully in the next few days we can explore together how we can take Project Panacea and, theoretically make it possible. Or if we hit a brick wall, we can say, okay, this is what we need to know, this is the items that we still need from today's scientific technologies. If by the future these technologies come into play, well, we can re-update the sheet and we can talk about it again then. Until next time, I'll see you guys there. Bye bye.